I'm happy, bro. I think I've unlocked true happiness. Like, to be perfectly honest, what it means for me. Like,
what does that mean for you?
Truly, really understanding what's out of my control. Being very grateful for everything that I have. Knowing that what has been promised to me, understanding that word is real. Once you understand the words and how they're intended to be used, it changes the whole structure of certain things.
Rolling.
Yes, sir.
Somehow the last couple of videos you were louder than me, so I need to turn mine up. Turn me up, YC.
It's all good.
Can you hear me?
Barely. Yeah.
JT said that a lot. He was like, I barely knew that was going to happen. I was like, why you sound like Uncle Rashad?
He's well informed. Well informed.
Let me see if I remember how to do this. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Real Talk Studios presents The Iron Table. Bam. Got it.
Finally.
Without even taking a break through the whole thing. What's the website? realtalkstudios.net. Got
boom,
it.
Boom, boom.
Yep. Hey, two for two. Let's go. It's going to be a good day. Bet. Yeah, man. Sorry for the wait, everybody. Anybody that's been waiting on the next podcast, the next whatever it is that we call ourselves doing here. Appreciate y'all waiting on us, man. Life be life and stuff happens. We give ourselves grace, but we apologize at the same time because we know what we're talking about here is important and it's bigger than us. So
yes, sir.
Consistency is the key. So just keep lighting the fire up under me because I've struggled with consistency. And I'm a recovering procrastinator and recovering from inconsistencies issues. But now becoming a new person this year. I would say there was a turning point for me the start of this year. I don't want to get too deep too early, but real talk.
It's only been 2 weeks, dog.
I'm telling you, the first week. So, first of all, I had the vision board. So, I'm excited about the vision board. Revamp, my goals and stuff, checked off pretty much everything that I intended to do last year. I did, with the exception of film a movie. That's the only thing that I think I didn't do. Paid off some debts, but not all the ones I wanted to.
Let's say you made progress, and while you didn't film the movie per se, you did 2 seasons last year.
Oh, 2 seasons of the podcast. Actually, the goal for last year, I think, was to just start up the podcast again. So, complete 2 seasons, I would say, would be exceeding that goal of just the startup. So, the other goal that I really exceeded was the real estate goal. It was supposed to be 1 transaction per quarter, and I think I ended up doing, it would be 4 total. Ended up doing 6 or 7 transactions the whole year.
Hey.
And snuck one in at the end right there. I already got 1 pending, and constantly people are calling us and calling me and talking. So I've got 2 properties on the market. My dad's got 2 properties on the market. I've got, and we got 2 more that we're preparing to build. Another one that we're preparing to build after. I mean, we got, last time I checked, we've got by the end of the year, we could easily have done 12 units, and we're not even big developers or anything. Yeah. We're just doing things on a small scale for affordable on purpose. But where was I going with that? Starting out this year, the big goals and dreams and visions, the vision board and all that. I spoke this past Sunday, did the welcome at church. And when the pastor had asked me to do the welcome, it was actually a couple weeks before, but I was out of town. So he said, we do the welcome, and I kind of saw it coming. And God was already dealing with me about not necessarily what to talk about to them, but some things in my own life to get in order, because I got all these dreams and visions and wishes. And we get so caught up in checking our wish list off and seeking our goals that sometimes we forget about God's will and God's plan for us. Sometimes those things are the same thing, but I was not doing first things first. One of the things that I had on my list was to read the whole Bible this year, like from beginning to end. And so far, this is the 15th, and I've done it every day. It's extensive. It's probably, it takes a good 10, 15 minutes every day to do this. It's a designed devotional. But I didn't really start off the year like that. I started off just kind of going through the motions, and we had the snows, so I was just kind of chilling and whatever. I think it was even before that, but I think my wife and I got into a heated discussion about something, and it kind of hit me like I'm really going through the motions. I'm not being proactive and really getting out there and getting it like I should. If I really want to do God's will, if I really want to check all these things off, I ain't really doing nothing. I just think I can pray and it'll happen. And that's what I believe that's probably issue that a lot of Christians have. Like, knocking, it shall be open, and pray, and it shall be received. And but faith without works is dead. If you just praying and you believing, but you ain't going to do the work, it ain't gonna happen. And the question God asked me, he said, which one are you more concerned about, my will or your will? I was like, oof, my bad, bro. But expand a little bit, tell me a little bit about how you deal with that, like balancing between like following God's path for you and checking off your goals. And because I know you're probably a bit more structured than I am. I'm just kind of somebody that just I'm a doer. Like I just go do, and sometimes it don't get done because I'm doing too much.
I run into that too. What I'm learning is that sometimes your goals can conflict.
Conflict with what?
Like taking on too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like
conflict with reality. And
yeah, like you might, one of your goals might be to spend more time with family. Yet 90% of your goals require your attention elsewhere outside of the household.
Yep.
So with that, I probably adjust my schedule probably every day. Because when I was taking in a mindset of when I was still at work in my career, I felt as if, and anybody who knows me at that time, in my calendar, back to back to back to back meetings. Mm-hmm. True recipe for burnout. And I realized, like, sometimes in my mind, it doesn't feel like I'm doing enough. But when you sit there and, like, macro, I wish 2G's was here.
Macro that joint.
But to really sit back and reflect, like, when we were talking off camera and I was telling you about, an hour here, 30 minutes here, like, if you look at that collectively, there's a lot of time dedicated, broken up into just a single day.
It don't take long to add up.
So for me, to answer the question, I go into every month fasting. Right now I'm doing a 40-day fast. So February 10th is when I'm coming off this.
What are you fasting? What are you fasting? Like exactly what?
Oh, I go into everything with just to make, for me, all my fasts are to make sure I am, to answer the question more very, very directly. Usually the first 3 days are dedicated to making sure that my will or what I'm doing is aligned with his will. Mm-hmm. So it's really seeking clarity or any pending answers. If it's like, another thing I'm learning is not all the voices in your head are from you. So assigning those very distinct voices to make sure.
His voice and the strangers you won't follow.
Yeah. So
he don't take our will from us. Like, we got the us in there and the him and the other little things that try to get us
other people's
off
projections.
Get us off of that. The other, I did this. I don't know if I put it on TikTok or Instagram, but had to be a few years ago after when the podcast was fairly new, and I did this thing. It was talking about the voices in your head, and everything was like, you're not black enough, you're not white enough, you're too small, you're do this and that. So it was the voices in my head, and then it said, when the voices of the critics get too loud, just tune them out. Just tune them out, and then I put some headphones on, and it was pretty cool video.
You gotta share though.
I'm kind of proud of it. But I should do more creative videos like that. But golly, we talked about that off camera too.
Yeah.
But that's something I one of the things outside of my comfort zone that I need to do in order to get to the next level. I can't be, and it's really not about having 400 followers versus 4,000 followers. It's more about reaching more people to reach the destination of where I'm getting to this next level. And I can't reach that destination with 400 people following me, or, everybody is on Facebook and it's a couple of people on Instagram or whatever. I need to cast a wide net. Be consistent is the key. And I consulted with one of my friends. She's like I don't know if you call her a friend. I don't want to get too deep in the past or whatever, but she's like a big deal TikToker and Instagrammer now, like multi-million followers type deal.
Okay.
And I was like, dang, I know this person, but I just asked her. I was like, what? How did you get to where you are? Like, because she puts up, she's a comedian / like actress / singer, and very talented, but the stuff that she puts out is like mostly comedy. So it's mostly comedy. But I'm like, how did you get to where you are? Like, first of all, I asked her, do you do consulting? She laughed. She's like, what's your question? And I was like, how did you get to where you are, follower wise? She said, shoot, I just started posting, man. Being consistency. Post stuff that you care about and stuff that you enjoy, because that makes it easier. But be consistent. And that's always been a struggle for me, consistency with anything. Because I burn myself out too much, doing too many different things, not structuring my time well enough, or giving myself too much grace, taking too much time off, and then I just get complacent and completely leave it and have to come back several months later.
What have you tried in the past? Ooh, got me using up. Yeah.
We should start that back up soon.
Yeah.
Because it used to be so funny because it would really piss off Steady. Like, he was like, man, I don't care, man. I'm in the zone. And we would kind of let it slide depending on the context. But if you just saying try, ding, 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 it's going back.
Ding.
Yeah.
But truly, what have you done in the past, and what prevented you from being consistent? Like, what mental roadblocks or challenges did you encounter?
I would say, for example, with the podcast, when we first started up, I was doing, everything. All the, Quail had his own platform and stuff. So that's when he kind of first started. I guess that's when TikTok kind of first came around. But he had his own deal to deal with. But I was, directing, producing, editing everything, like from top to bottom, pretty much doing everything. and it burnt me out. I was like excited about it, fired up, motivated, and then I guess the number of other things that I was doing in concert, or even separately from that, it was taking so much of my time, and the strain of finances, the strain of spending time with the wife. Because earlier on, then she was like, "Oh, you doing the podcast again?" And now she's like, "Okay, you got the pod. I see what it does for you. You know, I see that it's good for you and good for other people." But it burnt me out. I think that was probably the number one factor. And I know E.T. says it a lot, but he's basically like, you can't get tired. Like, you can't stop doing what you're supposed to do because you get tired. Like, you got to stay consistent with it. And I don't know how the heck wherever they are in the world or the country, they always find a way, E.T. and his crew, they find a way to meet up to do the podcast because it's important. It's a priority. So that's the same way I feel about this, but also I ain't E.T. I'm a one to be E.T., but that's the level of consistency and commitment that I have to have in order to get to that level. And one of the things that Steady said to me, that stuck with me some years ago, he said, "You're only effective where you're committed. You're only effective where you're committed." So whatever you're committed to, you're going to be effective. If you're not, then chances are it's going to fizzle out. You're not going to be as effective. So that's always stuck with me. I don't hear it until in cases like this where I'm talking, but it's been like that. Exercise, workout, like everything. So I wouldn't call it excuses, but I am a person of many commitments. I just have to find a better way to balance it all out and remain consistent.
I got a few suggestions. And what I use is an action, either an Eisenhower matrix or an action priority matrix.
Mm-hmm. I remember you introduced me to the Eisenhower deal.
It really helps because it lets you know, like, all right, what's high impact, what's high effort. All right, cool. That should be a priority. You know, so we could probably
have my phone. Maybe I'll send myself a message. Eisenhower matrix.
Yeah, we could talk off camera and dive deeper into it. But yeah, what I heard is you have a challenge and there are solutions out there that you haven't attempted yet that could potentially help solve for this. Because a lot of your commitments can be smaller in effort but more time consuming.
It's not easy to send yourself a message from the watch. But Eisenhower matrix efforts continue. Sorry.
No. I was saying some of the smaller, low impact, but tend to be like, I wouldn't even say time consuming. I said that in error. You can do enough of it to where it consumes a lot of time. And it feels like you've done a lot because you've checked off this, and that. But
you ain't really.
You've done nothing.
Grand scheme of things, you ain't do nothing.
You've done a whole lot of nothing, essentially. So,
I can say though, more recently, as far as productivity goes, I mean, since I've started back this year, I've attacked things a lot differently, because I'm not an employee anymore. You ain't really telling me what to do. I say I know a lot now, like for real, and because we have like the office person now, and she's great. She's finna get ready to go back to school because they're out of school for break right now. But I might just get Sydney to do it. Like, well, you stop asking me every time. It's just like so like natural reaction for them to just say, "Josh, can you do this?" Because I was like, ask Sydney. It's like, oh, okay, she can do that too. Yeah, there's other people who can do things that I normally do. So, but I created a scope of work for everything that I will do anything outside of that scope, I'll review it. If there's something that I want, like running dirt, I had to run a couple loads of dirt the other day because my dad was in the truck and had no other drivers. He had one other driver in another truck, and I had a window of time to be able to do that and on the clock, so I ain't tripping. And it gave me some time outside of the office. I like to move around sometimes, but anything outside of my scope, like, I may say no. And if it's on my list, I mean, every time I check something off, something else gets added. That's what it feels like.
All the time. You'll always have something.
It's always gonna be something else, but it feels like I check off one thing and I add 2 or 3 more. It's not really discouraging because what I do in the week, I have my 4 different scopes of work, and I add it, and I'm responsible for several companies. So, and it's also tax season, so that's not fun. But I'm getting stuff done, like, for real, and I'm excited about it. Not only am I taking home more money, but I'm also getting more stuff done and getting leads too. So I'm posting some things on social media. I'm talking, the conversations that I have with people were more intentional. The leads that I've got more leads in the first 2 weeks of this year than I did probably all of last year, just because of the types of things that I'm putting out into the atmosphere, and I'm not just turning down people like that. So I'm having conversations. I got potential sales coming, and that's what it all leads up to. Because we're selling something. I'm just selling real estate and dreams. So the dream of owning your own home, really. Like, we're starting up an affordable, I keep saying affordable, rent to own program. That's one of the programs I was telling you about earlier that we're going to be building up under this organization. But when people feel like they have hope for something, and because it's such a problem around here, like affordable housing, it's a nationwide problem, but it's so skewed around here because of the real estate prices relative to the demographics. It's ridiculous. But I've gotten so many messages just since I posted something, and I can't even remember which. I think it's 2 or 3 different posts that people are contacting me from, and people have known that I've been a realtor and built houses and stuff, but now all of a sudden they're just flooding. And I'm not going to take all the credit for it because, yes, I did do the work and I put it out there, but I also yielded. I said, okay, God, I can't do it no more. Like, whatever your will and plan is, I ain't gonna stop working, but I'm not gonna keep pushing my agenda. So I yielded to Him and did the work, and it's coming. Like, I ain't had no, we ain't closed on nothing yet. Anybody knows real estate knows even if you sign the paperwork today, you got 30 days, probably 30, 45 days before you can close, unless it's a cash sale. But it's encouraging, man. I'm excited about it. Man, I already feel like a new person. Just the mindset that I've changed.
Congrats.
Appreciate it, man. You as well. Indeed. Indeed. You started to look like a new man a couple episodes ago. You come in like just glowing. Like you just like,
I'm happy, bro. I think I've unlocked true happiness. Like, to be perfectly honest, what it means for me. Like,
what does that mean for you?
Truly, really understanding what's out of my control. Being very grateful for everything that I have. Knowing that what has been promised to me, understanding that word is real. once you understand the words and how they're intended to be used, it changes the whole structure of certain things. Mm-hmm. So to really sit back and reflect and be like, what could I have done different? Nothing. I didn't have the information until now. Why hold on to it?
So your deeper understanding of what's the study of words, etymology?
Yeah.
So your deeper understanding of etymology helps you change your mindset. Like, and this is for everybody. Your deeper understanding of anything is going to unlock everything. Ooh, that sounds good, didn't it? Deeper understanding of whatever it is that you're focusing on, tackling, and it started with words for you, and it can sound like so simple, like just looking at the dictionary and studying what that word means.
It's so beautiful, bro.
And it's not even about the denotation, but the connotation. Like, how do you apply that to your life? Because somebody else may see it differently. But that's deep, man. It's always deep with you with the Rashadisms.
Man, oh yeah. Speaking of that, that's on the vision board.
Rashadisms.
Yeah.
Have you coined it yet?
We taking it
fun.
there. But yeah, it's truly that, man. It's appreciating, like, bruh, wealth means two things. It's happiness. I didn't know that. And it's abundance. So not only do you
abundance of anything.
Yeah. That includes riches and prosperity and other things.
Yep.
And then once you understand, like, what's a noun, what's a verb, what's an adjective, that changes the whole structure too.
Know how to apply it to real life.
Because sometimes we use words that are nouns as adjectives when they're not.
For example.
Ooh, put me on the spot.
Yes.
I don't have my notes.
Mr.
So
Etymologist.
we got to insert this in after the fact, but I do have notes that I didn't bring with me because I'm saving it for tomorrow when I go live. So you stay tuned.
Stay tuned to be your better self.
Be your best self.
Be your best self.
But this is going to be outside of that, but tied to it. Because it's me.
It's on your personal.
Yeah. It's going to be
personal handle.
Basically Rashadisms, but just stay tuned. I'm looking forward to it because this is definitely, I wouldn't even say outside my character.
It'll be done before people see this.
Yeah, but it's like, it's well thought out.
But you gotta put your stuff out here, man. Like, people, like your handle on your business and your personal, so people can start following your stuff.
Yeah, we'll drop because it's all. I
have a hard time, like, when I get ready to tag you and stuff as your personal. I was like, okay, I have to put in SHV. I was like, why are you so difficult?
Hey, you gotta stand out, man. But yeah, like I'm starting to use actually my contact card a lot more now.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Somebody bought me one of those dot cards.
That's what this is. This is the band, and I got the card, and I got this one too. So it's like, yeah.
But somebody bought me one. I don't know where it's at.
You need it, dog. It is like, I love this thing. Hold on, where is it? I got the middle joint too.
And I feel bad because he got me the nice one. I don't know where it's at. Yeah, if he listening, he know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's a conversation.
So you do the minimalist wallet too. I saw a guy somewhere with one, and I had to go up to the.
Yeah.
I get a lot of, since I do construction outside work. I used to get a lot of grit in the one like that, and this one's got a butt on the end of it. So, and also with my new scope of work I don't do is nearly much.
Yeah, in the field work.
I work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Thank you much.
Hey, we all take our steps to get to where we want to be.
Yeah, and I ain't, well, I am against it, but I'm not like scared of hard work. I've been doing hard work since I was, the shovel was taller than me. But
no, man, you've just grown past that point. Like there's more, there's more to life than just that. However, you know how to do if needed.
If needed, I can do that, joint.
And that's all that matters, man. Like
I may walk into a room and I've always, and people judge a book by its cover all the time, but my wife said she would have never guessed that I was like a hard worker. When she first met me, I was working at AT&T. And she said, I thought you was gay at first because your nails was so clean. You was like, I was like, what the freak? And now I got like rough hands with calluses on them and stuff. And
yeah.
I was like, you can't say nothing now. I'll be out here grinding. But yeah, she don't challenge that no more. but yeah, I think the generation today, without going on a bunny trail, but the generation today, I heard it from Harley actually told me this, one of our previous guests. He said it's not to me, there's not like a labor problem. There's a bunch of people out there who want to skip the hard work and go to the top.
Yep.
They want to work, but they just don't want to do the hard stuff. They want to skip all the hard stuff and go straight to the money making. What they think is the money making, but they don't realize that's where the real problem's at. When you down at the bottom, you ain't got no problems. All you gotta do, whatever they tell you to do.
Repetitive task.
Yeah, there's a bunch of, you do the same thing over and over and just collect the check. That's the easy work. But the hard work is being responsible for a bunch of other people. And all the decisions that you make or break other people's. I mean, you get to the top, you may have to let some people go, and that's hard, man. But I've had to do it before. But I mean, most of the people that did, they deserved it. But but anyway, what were we talking about overall? I'm sorry, I won't call it the brand name, but the drink, the energy drink that I was drinking. God, I do so well, like for some reason, until we get ready to do the pod. I've been good on energy lately, but I have not slept well lately for some reason.
That definitely ain't gonna help you.
Oh no, it ain't gonna help me sleep, but it helped me stay awake to get it done. But I don't feel like jittery or anything like I used to.
Yeah.
But I went home after I got all the stuff I had to do, did a few push-ups, sit-ups, stuff to kind of get my neurons firing and crap, and got in here and knock this joint out. We're going to come back and do it again. And keep doing it again until it's done.
Yep.
And the work is never done. But what else you got, bro? Any other Rashad-isms for us before we leave?
Well, I guess whenever this comes out, I already went live, so it's probably going to be repetitive.
That's fine.
In a future sense, but I'm posing a challenge not only to myself but to you and
okay.
I guess to everyone else. Because in our chat when I told you, I'm attempting to be Christ-like, 6 days on, 1 day off.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about that, if 1 day was 1,000 years, right?
Okay.
1 day was 1,000 years according to Christ. Am I saying that right?
No.
Oh, well.
Continue.
Okay. Well, in that sense, if you worked for 6,000 years and took 1 day off, how are you going to make these next 6 days count before you rest? So the consistency, you're talking about showing up and doing what's necessary, Before he created the heavens and the earth, he created heaven, happiness before he did the work, which is on earth, which took 6 days.
Okay.
So to answer your question earlier, is like, this is how my mind's working now. Is like, I've created my happiness. Now I need to put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
I know what happiness looks like to me.
Okay.
I've experienced. I know,
You figured it. You've discovered the formula.
Yep.
Now, go do the work to maintain the discovery that you found of the happiness. You have to maintain it. You can't just say, okay, I found happiness, so I'm done.
Just like you're talking about
he
heart.
didn't stop when he created the heavens.
All of it makes sense, man. From the planting, he who plants and he who waters are one.
Yeah.
We all got, it's rude for us to think that we don't all serve a purpose here on earth.
Yeah.
What's for you is for you. Your gift is used to fight a different part of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So is mine. Like, if we look at it in the literal sense of our military, when they're in the war rooms, you got specialists in you got intelligence,
mm-hmm.
you got, the weapons, like, you got all these different specialists with different teams. They all serve their purpose for the greater good of the battle.
Mm-hmm.
Same for you. We might have all been born in a similar area, but we're being dispersed in different places for different reasons. Your reason is your own. When we stop comparing each other, comparing ourselves and situations and everything else outside of what doesn't matter to, like, it serves no relevance in actuality. Like, even, I wouldn't even say it's a formula for success. You can still build off the foundation of what worked, but you're still going to have to find your niche.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I do everything that Josh did, that's just saturating the market. Wow.
It's going to create more success for me because you do what I did, then I might jump off of that. And
right,
it may be failure for you. But, yeah, I'm gonna equate what you said to affordable housing. So there's a lot of builders, and I've said this before, there's builders who make a lot of money. And I ain't claiming to make a lot of money, and I don't, because we're building affordable on purpose. The mission supersedes the money. So we're more committed to putting out the mission than anything. And plus, we control the whole, we control the whole process, the whole assembly line, from acquiring the properties to clearing, developing, to building, to selling. The whole
every stage.
Quality control on the whole, every stage. And that's one of our competitive advantages. But other people are not able to do that because they're more concerned about the money, which is fine. I mean, we're in business to be profitable. We didn't do it, for charity. There's other organizations for that. But with that being said, I think it does take a collective effort. It takes all the different kinds of people just to build a house and to create a solution for anything. Affordable housing, mental health crises, like everything. It takes different people in different places to do everything. And I believe that's one of the things that God has blessed me with, is to be a facilitator. So I'm here to help put all these people together and orchestrate these things, because he gives me visions or things, and it takes different people. Like, just like you said, in the military, you have to have all the different levels of command, all the different branches, all the different sectors and divisions and departments to get the one job, the one goal, whatever mission it is, to get it done. That sounded good, all of that.
It's true, though. And that premise is applicable to anyone. You just got to realize what you do and don't have.
Mm-hmm. Know your strengths and weaknesses.
And be okay with that. Like, you don't need to know everything.
Mm-hmm. I had to come to terms with that myself because I've always been the solopreneur.
Bro,
figure out how to do everything because it's too expensive to pay somebody else. And when you do, they ain't going to do it right anyway. So I'm like hyper independence. And that's one of the emotional snipers.
And that's part of that recipe for burnout.
That's one of those things that I had to contend with. And now I'm the opposite. Like, if I can get somebody to do something else, I will. I would rather not have to do everything, but I will if I have to. But I'm searching for somebody else first because I know it takes the team.
Just like you said, being a facilitator. My mentor said it. He told me a quality you need. Be a connector.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, bro, I've been doing it all my life. Like, putting the right people in the right rooms to solve for whatever challenge we all encounter. And to your point, is like another thought I had is like, we're always in need of something. If I'm hungry, I can eat, seek nourishment. But then I can go a layer deeper. Do I want to cook?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I want to go buy it? But if you think about it, it still requires an action. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Uber Eats, deliver.
Right. Do I want to go pick it up? Then I got to decide, okay, from where? Mm-hmm. What style of food? So it's like.
That is like one of the worst things in life, is figure out what's for you. But if you don't already have it planned out.
But we it started with an ideal. It's no different than what I want to eat to what I want to be in life to whatever. These are just destinations. I got destinations in mind that I want to go. Mm-hmm. I got different routes to take to get there. Different vehicles are going to get me there depending on where it is I want to go.
Yes, sir.
It's the beauty of it, man. Mm-hmm. Truly, you only got to get it right once.
That's the end cap to the Rashadism from however long ago that was. You said, I got one last Rashadism for
you let me, my mind unlock at that moment.
Oh, yeah. When it unlocks and it pours out. And it's been truly, and I'll end with this, but it's been truly, like, rewarding and great to see the growth, amongst, between the two of us and other people involved. Yeah. From the beginning, like, from somebody that said, like, I didn't have a voice. Like, I didn't even know what I said. I didn't like the way I sound. I didn't know that what I said mattered. To somebody that's, like, confident and, like, everything you say matters. Everything you say says. Correct me. Everything you say has weight to it because you choose your words so precisely. You're a wordsmith, I would say.
That's learning about them. It makes you very intentional in what you say. Mm-hmm. Because you know what it means. Like, it is something greater than just the surface. Like, that's why I pause or hesitate before I go or say the wrong thing. Well, I wouldn't say the wrong thing, but I approach it as I need to understand where I need to approach it. So it's like, if most people come to me, are you seeking advice? You want to vent? Like, because I know what hat to put on.
What you want, bro.
Yeah, because, some people just really, they just want a safe space. Mm-hmm. I could be that. I allow people to, I tell you, I lead with a disclaimer. This is whatever you need it to be. You don't owe me any apology. Don't feel like you're ranting. Like, this is whatever you need it to be. Feel it with such.
That's comforting.
We need it, man. We really do.
And that's like the whole point of this podcast from the beginning. From real talk with real men to the Iron Table is the space that's needed to say what needs to be said. Like, whether it's something maybe brash and harsh, but the truth. Or maybe it's something that's, a little more subtle, but powerful. Like some of the stuff that you say is like, dang. Like, well, I need to go look that word up. But that's what this is all about, man. And I appreciate you tagging along with me. There's many other things you could be doing.
Man, think about it. Like, the day you reached out, around the time I was making my own personal transitions into intentionality and just seeking purpose and what I want out of life. And then boom, it's like, okay, let's do it. Now we're here.
Now we're here on the
going
third
into,
season.
Yep, but going into the second full year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is
in
the
October.
third season, and with a few episodes to spare at the end. We're almost at the end.
Yeah, because I think we were wrapped up in April last year, the first time, and then it kicked back up like October.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, time has moved so fast. I forget that last year was 24. And sometimes I think about what in 2023, well, that was 2 years ago.
It was, dog.
That's crazy. But hey, look at where we at now, and it's on the beginning, man. It's crazy. People have seen the transitions where we gone from the beginning of Real Talk with Real Men and Steady's living room to the office down there, the office in the back room, to we've been outside, we've been on the streets talking to people.
In the car?
In the car, wherever we could get the word done. And I think that's carrying in, forward to maintain the consistency, whatever it takes. Like if we need to jump on a Zoom call and record that joint, or if we need to, and that's like the time that when I think I went out of town, and I still have that recording in my pocket. Like when I recorded I don't even know what the
I think you were on a cruise. Was that?
Nah, I was at the coast. I was in Biloxi or wherever. And
I knew it was water involved.
I still had that recording. I need to put it out somewhere. But just getting the word, like recording it and content, because we all have something that somebody else needs at one point or another. But that being said, man, I'm excited about what this year has to hold.
I'm looking forward to it.
And we finna knock it out. We finna kill it. And I can feel it, things shifting, and just maintain the consistency even when we're tired. Like take a break, get back at it. Like don't run yourself into the ground. But also there's a bigger mission to be done.
It is.
Yes, sir. All right, well, I guess that's it for today. We pick up next time. I feel like I'm drifting off as we speak to somewhere else. My wife said, my wife says all the time. She said, if you ever see me staring, I'm just daydreaming. She'd be gone. I thought she was like looking at me like sexy, but she's like, nope, I'm somewhere else. Man, appreciate y'all tuning in again. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Catch us next time. Always keep it real.